How does a prison meant to symbolize freedom turn into a place the world associates with shame? Who decides what is acceptable in war and what happens when no one is watching? If orders are unclear and pressure is constant, where does responsibility really begin? If I told you that some of the most disturbing images from the Iraq War were not taken by journalists, not by enemy spies, but by American soldiers themselves, would you believe it? Images so shocking that when they surfaced, even the Pentagon went silent. Photographs of naked prisoners, hooded men standing on boxes with their arms stretched wide, snarling dogs inches from human bodies, and smiling soldiers posing beside broken detainees. These images did not come from a secret enemy compound. They came from Abu Ghraib Prison, a facility fully under the control of the United States Army. This is not just a story about abuse. It is a story about power, fear, obedience, and moral collapse. Tonight, we ask a question few documentaries are willing to confront. How did the world's most disciplined military allow this to happen? Who gave the orders? Who looked away? And why were only a handful punished while the system itself escaped accountability? Stay with me, because once you understand how this happened, you may never see modern warfare the same way again. Abu Ghraib was not a new prison. Long before American forces arrived, it was already infamous. Under Saddam Hussein's regime, Abu Ghraib was a place of terror, political imprisonment, torture, and executions. When U.S. forces invaded Iraq in 2003, they inherited this prison and promised reform. Abu Ghraib was supposed to become a symbol of liberation. Instead, it became a symbol of humiliation. By late 2003, the prison was dangerously overcrowded. Staffing was inadequate, training was minimal. Thousands of detainees were held without formal charges. Many had no idea why they were arrested, how long they would be detained, or whether they would ever be released.
The soldiers guarding Abu Ghraib were not elite interrogators. They were reservists, truck drivers, warehouse workers, young men and women pulled from civilian life and placed inside one of the most volatile environments in the world. They lived under constant stress, daily mortar attacks, fear of insurgent infiltration, confusion, and most critically, a lack of clear guidance. Orders from above were vague and contradictory. They were told to make prisoners cooperate, to soften them up, to break their resistance. But no one clearly defined where the line was. And when lines are unclear, they tend to disappear. After September 11th, America changed. Fear reshaped national policy. The war on terror blurred moral boundaries that once seemed absolute. Interrogation methods previously considered illegal were repackaged with new language. Sleep deprivation, stress positions, sensory disorientation, the use of military dogs for intimidation. These ideas filtered down through the chain of command. At Abu Ghraib, military intelligence demanded results. Guards were instructed to set the conditions for interrogation. Slowly, discipline gave way to normalization. What once felt wrong began to feel routine. What followed shocked the world. Prisoners were stripped naked, forced into human pyramids, ordered to simulate sexual acts. Hooded detainees were wired and told they would be electrocuted if they moved. Dogs were used to terrify prisoners, and throughout it all, there was laughter, posing, and cameras flashing. This was not chaos, it was repetition. Abuse became procedure. And perhaps the most disturbing truth is that many of the soldiers believed what they were doing was authorized. So why were the photographs taken? Not to expose wrongdoing, but to document it, to share it, to normalize it. The camera became a psychological shield. The logic was simple and dangerous. If we are recording this, it must be allowed. This is how moral boundaries collapse without anyone noticing.
In early 2004, a soldier named Joseph Darby saw the photographs. He was horrified. Darby reported them to military investigators. Eventually, the images reached the media. When CBS's 60 Minutes aired the photos, the reaction was immediate and global. Overnight, America's moral standing was shaken. Allies were stunned. Enemies were empowered. The images became symbols of hypocrisy and abuse. The Pentagon responded quickly. Officials described the acts as isolated misconduct, a few bad apples. Low-ranking soldiers were arrested. Courts-martial followed. But the deeper questions remained unanswered. Who created the environment where this was possible? Why were earlier warnings ignored? Why did accountability stop at the lowest ranks? No senior commanders faced serious consequences. Soldiers like Lindy England and Charles Grainer were sentenced to prison. Meanwhile, senior officers retired with honors and full pensions. To many observers, justice ended where power began. The system protected itself. Abu Ghraib became more than a prison. It became a propaganda weapon for extremist groups. It fueled anti-American sentiment across the world. It undermined U.S. credibility and complicated every future military operation. One facility damaged an entire war effort. Psychologists later examined Abu Ghraib as a real-world demonstration of a frightening truth. Ordinary people, placed in certain systems, can commit extraordinary cruelty, not because they are inherently evil, but because environments shape behavior. This was not a story about monsters, it was a story about systems that failed. After the scandal, new training programs were introduced, rules were clarified, oversight was promised. Yet many documents remain classified, many questions remain unanswered. Abu Ghraib is not just history, it is a warning about power without accountability, about fear overpowering ethics, about silence becoming complicity. The final question is not who was guilty. The real question is this: if any of us were placed inside the same system, under the same pressure, with the same signals from authority, would we truly have acted differently? This was Abu Ghraib, and its shadow still follows modern warfare today.
This story is not just about Abu Ghraib. It is the story of our time, a time when power becomes unquestionable and fear triumphs over morality. History has shown time and again that torture does not start suddenly. It starts when people stop asking questions. Even though this video ends, the questions don't end, because the responsibility lies not just with a few soldiers. The responsibility lies with the decisions, the policies, and the silence that made this event possible. Now the question is not with history, the question is with us. When power dictates and conscience is silent, which side do we choose?